kind of a weird game in a season full of weird games. Bryan, what kind of issues did you guys have finishing drives off? Because this is like a big sticking point.
You know, just getting in the red zone, the field gets shorter, and definitely trying to fight through our routes. You could tell we struggled a little bit, but I mean it was all just together, just getting organized. I think just getting the right play calling thing was an issue, but I think it's just execution. I feel like once we got to the red zone, we just were like complacent, like okay, we can settle for a field goal or anything like that, but we could not finish drives, and that's been something that's been talked about throughout the season. Too many field goals. I mean, there's one point it was 9-21, and if we finish our drives, we're right there with them. So that just shows you how, with this sport, you have to take advantage of every opportunity, and we did not do that today.
Can you give me an indication of what the O-line was like in the second half? TJ, I don't think, maybe he hasn't missed a snap all year.
Yeah, he's been tough as nails this whole week. He's been fighting through injuries, and we all are. Sometimes you get a short week, and this cold weather makes everybody a lot tighter. And just definitely, he was fighting, and just by the time the first half ended, you could tell it's just he could not play to the potential that he wanted to, and it just sucks because that's just part of the game. It's a physical sport. Everybody gets dings and bruises, and sometimes they turn into something more. And so that's definitely something that's come down with the O-line, but it's definitely Coach Rudolph does a great job of making sure all of the depth chart, everybody's locked in, and that it's next man up mentality, because that's how this sport is. You can't sit back and watch your teammates. You got to learn from them.
Am I wrong in saying has TJ missed any reps this year?
If it was like one thing, but I don't think he has.
And play a whole second half trying to come back with
yeah, exactly. He could not. It just wasn't there.
I watched you play sports for 11 years.
Oh, and here we are.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It is insane, and I know you've been a Bobcat fan forever. What goes through your head? What goes through your mind? Knowing this is the last time you're going to play.
I don't know. I just think of every time I walk out on the field, I look at that hill and I see kids playing around, running around, and I just think that was me. And I was dying to just hop over that fence and play football on this turf, and to be able to do that, I'm forever grateful. So definitely, it really hasn't hit me yet. Not playing. This is my last game at Peden Stadium, but it'll hit me here soon, probably when I go see my family outside.
And to get to do it with your brother.
Exactly, yeah. It was insane just having him every step of the way, always relying on him, and just knowing what he's thinking and what I'm thinking is great to have that as a teammate, and just be able to know somebody that close right there beside you.
You guys, there's a bunch of you guys that came back for this extra year, and now that we're getting close to the end of it, looking back, was that the right call?
Yeah, definitely. It was, once I got back into things, I got a little out of shape, to say the least. I was thinking, but then I kind of reflected, looked back at it, like this is too good of an opportunity to take up if I'm 30 years old or however old I am now, but definitely for worth it, 100%.
How would you describe the season, Bryan?
Ups and downs. Just trying to get all the pieces together, and you can tell all it takes is one bad quarter, and we're right back in it with people, or it takes one good quarter and we're right back into the game. So that just shows you it's a MAC football. It's a game of turnovers, physicality, and execution, and combining all of that into 4 quarters, special teams, offense, and defense. It's a hard thing to do in college football, but we just couldn't get that all together in the right amount of time. It was frustrating, but I love every single one of my coaches, players, teammates. I mean, they fought tooth and nail every step of the way. So I'm very content with their effort.
Coach Albin said last week that you and your brother essentially grew up in his backyard.
Yeah.
And obviously he's a head coach this year. How special has it been playing under him these past 7 years?
He is honestly one of the nicest, most caring people you will ever meet. He loves every single one of his players. He wants them to know them. He wants to know what they're feeling and everything. And being able to, just when I was little, we'd play Capture the Flag or all these fun kids games in his backyard with his son. And I would always see him out there, and we'd always do all this stuff. Like if we wanted to go use his trampoline, we'd have to go over and ask. And we always thought he was this big, scary coach that would yell at us. And now he's one of the most down-to-earth guys. So being a player for him has been an honor for this year.
taking us, Ryan.
Ryan, you said the season's kind of been a season of ups and downs and highs and lows. Have the highs you guys had do they outweigh the lows, or is it kind of just a mixed bag?
I mean, it's when you lose a game, you can't really sit back and be like, dang, you can't really sit on it because next week there's another game over. So we learned from the lows. There were a lot of lows, obviously more than highs for this year, and one game left. But definitely just seeing everything, a plan come together for those games, it feels it's great. Just all your whole plan, all the effort. There's so much that goes into it. You put everything into it, and then for it to come out just for those few games, it outweighs the losses.
I thought you guys played well defensively, and then the second half happens. I don't know what kind of breakdowns is that? Just a good back who's going to get his sometimes, and unfortunately they were big plays and big spots. What kinds of challenges did you guys face in the second half, particularly?
Well, I felt as if they were coming out more so to run the ball, and then they kind of had us schemed up a little bit, and I just felt like certain things that they were going to in the second half that they didn't go to in the first half just kind of worked out for
them. Did you guys wear it down a little bit? That's probably not accurate because they only ran like 45 plays, but it was the big plays, or those breakdowns, or those good plays from the other side. How would you assess a couple of those big plays in the second half?
So I don't think it was because we were worn down or anything like that. It's just getting to the key positions and making sure you're following your keys and things like that. I just feel like we kind of fell a little short in that area.
You guys have played really well defensively the last couple of weeks. It looked like you were trending upward. Were you guys confident coming in? Did you feel like you were getting healthier or better in certain spots coming in, or maybe you were getting thinner and we just didn't know about it?
We absolutely felt confident coming into the game, and we did get a couple guys back that were injured in the previous weeks. So we felt really good coming in this game. Just didn't go the way we wanted it to.
You're one of those guys that had a chance to come back for an extra year, and you wanted to take that chance. Could you tell us what this year has meant to you as a guy who got a chance to play some extra college football?
It's meant everything to me. Last year when I thought that I was done with playing football here at OU, I didn't really ever want to leave my brothers. I didn't want to leave this coaching staff and all the support groups that's here with it. So with me getting the opportunity to come back, it was just kind of like a dream at the time. And, I was happy that the coaches welcomed me back with open arms.
And so losing some games this year, that doesn't color your thinking on it now? Like do you feel differently now after going through what's been a tough year?
If I knew the outcome of the season and then I had to go back and make the decision again, I'll make the decision all over again.
And that's because the people.
Yeah, the team camaraderie, the guys I'm out there battling with and battling for. So yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions for Will?
What's it feel like knowing you've played your last game here?
It's bittersweet. I love OU. I love the fans. I love it here. And I just feel like I've been here for so long. So it's just a bittersweet feeling.
One more thing for me, and how do you guys ramp up again for BG? It's kind of a big break late in the year, but I imagine with this opportunity to play one more time, that shouldn't be an issue for you guys.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. We're going to go tomorrow, look at some film, and just make sure we know how we're going to dissect BG and how we know how we're going to play them.
Anything you'd like to talk about, Will?
Not at the moment.
Anything else for Will? All right, thank you, Will.